Self-awareness is one of the most critical sales skills that you need to develop. It's a skill that most salespeople don't have, but if you have it and you can nurture it and you can build on it, you can A, save yourself a lot of time, and B, close more deals. Self-awareness is a critical part of the emotional intelligence toolbox you have to have in place to be successful in sales. And I'm going to share with you some of the key things you need to do in order to become self-aware and make sure that when you're engaging with prospects, you're using the right skills to get the right results. My name is James White, small business sales expert, a man that's fascinated by emotional human thinking and buyer behavior. And then self-awareness is the number one element of that. It's what I've used to generate brilliant sales success over the years. Let's have a look at the video and make sure you can take the same actions to get the same results. So one of the most common sales challenges that people face is they don't have emotional quota, or sales EQ as I would call it. Jeb Blount wrote a brilliant book on sales EQ and I encourage you to read it. But in this little mini video series, I'm going to share with you the 5 critical elements around emotional intelligence and how to become able to have better sales EQ in order to win more business. Understanding your own ability to be self-aware, to be able to understand self-control, to be able to motivate yourself and socialize and build relationships, and then have that brilliant sales skill of all, which is called empathy, is critical to being a sales genius. And in this little video series, I'm going to share with you the 5 key factors you have to consider and what you can do to start to react and deal with sales situations in a better way. So self-awareness is one of the key 5 components that Daniel Goleman, when he created the concept of emotional intelligence, talked about. And it's one of those that I believe is critical when it comes to sales and selling. What is self-awareness? Fundamentally, it's the ability to be aware in a sales situation of what's going on around you and the scenarios that are happening, and for you then to be able to be aware of that so you can take action and not to carry on your path. What's a good example of what I mean by this? So a bad example of self-awareness is when someone that's given a presentation, they've got 5-10 people in the room, they've been asked to pitch for a piece of business, and what they do is they go into that pitch and they just talk and talk and talk and talk, and the people in the room are literally falling asleep and they're like, no, I'm only on slide 19 out of 44, I've got to carry on. That's not sales self-awareness. What is a good example of sales self-awareness is the ability when you see someone maybe looking through their phone or maybe looking at their watch or maybe you start to look at their emails, for you to go back and say, hey, I really appreciate your time is important and valuable. I just wanted to check what we're covering off here is useful for you. Now, of course, being able to respond and react in a certain situation like that doesn't mean say every time someone looks at their phone, you have to do it. But what you have to do as a salesperson is be aware of the situation around you. What are you seeing? What's the body language that someone's given off? I did videos on body language a few months back. Have a look at those. What are the things that they're not telling you? What are the things that if they're looking disinterested, maybe their eyes are drifting off? You've got to be aware of what people are doing and how they're reacting to you. Another great way to think about self-awareness is related to the reactions and responses you get back from people. I've seen so many salespeople and talked to salespeople who said, yeah, the prospect said everything was fine, but did they really mean it was fine? Did they give you, as Chris Voss would say, a counterfeit yes? A yes that didn't mean they were really interested, but they were just saying yes in order to get you off the phone or to get away from the meeting. If they were and they were like, yeah, that's fine, did you use your self-awareness to be able to dig in a bit more? Hey, I could be wrong, John, but I really just sensed you weren't sure about that. Be honest with me, how you thinking, how you feeling right now? When you start showing self-awareness and the ability to probe beneath the surface and really understand what someone's thinking and doing, and what it does is it gives you the ability to then save yourself time and effort, but also get to the real crux of the issues. Prospects won't tell you straight away what their problem is. They're not going to just suddenly say, yeah, here's all the things I've need help with, come and sell to me. You're going to have to probe, you're going to have to dig, you're going to have to get underneath the skin of that person. And the best way to do that is to be able to read and be self-aware of the reactions that they're doing. The other key thing about self-awareness when it comes to sales is about how long you're talking for. Small little tip, try and talk for 2 or 3 sentences only before you pass it back to the other side. Try and maybe make sure that you're looking and timing how long you're talking for in a sales presentation. Is it for a long period of time or a short period of time? If you're talking for long periods of time, be aware the other person might be tuning out and getting bored of hearing from you. The key thing to do when you're thinking about self-awareness in sales is to also then at the end of that meeting review things. At what point did you notice something in a conversation that wasn't quite right? Or what point did you think, actually I could have stopped there and asked a question or done something different? The key thing is this: self-awareness is such a critical factor to sales and selling. If you have got it, and those that have got it are able to know where to chase, where to focus, where to really push and where to pull, they're able to do things at a much quicker and faster rate because they're able to be aware of their own situation and what they're doing well and what they're not doing. If you don't have that ability to be self-aware of what's going on around you, the chances are you're going to lose deals and you're going to waste time. So try and develop these skills. Try and look at ways in which you can be self-reflective of what you're doing and how you're doing it, and use that in a sales situation. And if you do, then hopefully give you the chance to get better sales results. Hope this has helped you. If you've got questions around self-awareness and wondering how can I become better at this or what do I need to do, put them in the comments section below. Maybe you've got a sales situation you're not sure how you should have handled. Let me know. I'll try and help you as much as I can. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure we share and get access to my videos on a regular basis. And I'll see you really soon for another video. Take care.